Alright, let's go. Meow, 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 meow. Gotta wake up the sleeping brain here. Figure out the rest of these little puzzles. Okay. I'm back. Back, you little chozo. Oh, thank you, my little baby. Eat some more. I mean, I wonder if there's a secret boss or something. That would be cool.
3 hours later.
What? 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 I don't remember this. That would be fun if there was like a secret boss or something I can do, you know, to use all of these extra missiles I'm getting. Because otherwise it feels pointless. Although it's, I mean, extends the game at the very least. That's never a bad thing, but, you know. Let's go back. Let's go up, in fact. Let's go all the way up. Was that it? What is this shit? 92.9%. Oh, fuck. I guess that's exploration. So they want me, they want me to like actually fill out the map? Do I want to? Do I care? Eh, fuck it, I'm here, I guess. I was just gonna go for like power-ups and shit. Guess I might as well if I'm here. If I'm doing it, I'm doing it. Does that extend the life? Does the spice extend the mind? The mind? The spice extends the life. The spice extends the mind. That's not moving up. Maybe it's just areas like this, where obviously the entire map did not get explored. Mayhaps. Aha! There's a little thing there. Maybe it is just power-up related. Power-up? Let's find out. 92.9, it is correct. It is power-up related. Okay. Fuck you. Alright. So that's got to be 100%, right? 100. It's a hundo. Excellent. Most excellent. Yes. Come on, baby. I'm taking the grand tour. Dragon Ball GT. Step into the grand tour. You know, I haven't even kept up with Dragon Ball at all. Watched the original series and Z, and that's about it. And after that, I just can't get into long shows anymore. Don't got that kind of time, and I personally really prefer finality in my stories. If I'm gonna invest in something, I want it to have an end. I wish it to end at some point. Have character growth. Wow, there's a lot of power-ups here. Shit. Go on, baby, get it. Never-ending power struggle, yeah. You know, I've seen clips of Super. Looks neat, but I just can't. I feel like any stakes are gone. I mean, what's the point? Goku's just gonna change his hair color again. He's gonna get more powerful. I mean, the story keeps repeating itself. What is there? No one really dies in Dragon Ball. Even if you die, you can still just float around with a halo above your head. You're not really gone. So it's just like, well, fuck. I feel like it kind of lost mojo after Cell Saga, because that's when things just kind of started becoming more of like, well, here we go again. That's why I can't get into any shows like Naruto. I can't get into One Piece. God, I cannot fucking believe One Piece is still fucking going on. It's like 1,000 episodes long. Jesus Christ. What are they even doing in that show? I know people really love that. Really love the manga. They really love the show, but I'm just like, what could possibly be going on that is still fresh and exciting? You route this real quick. Well, I have to go up anyway, right? There doesn't seem to be a way, so I'm gonna go up, finish exploring this map. There might be another hidden goodie here, 61%, and then just make a delicious circle. Start eating it inwards. Okay. Now, One Piece, I mean, damn. Got so many different characters in there. Same thing with Bleach, although Bleach at least ended at some point. They had so many characters in Bleach. Like, it started out pretty strong, it was interesting, but then as soon as I realized it was never going to end, and none of the characters were ever gonna really suffer genuine consequences, they were just gonna keep adding to the roster. I think part of the problem is that, you know, creators, especially in Japan, for some reason, creators are too attached to their creations. They're too in love with what they've done. Ever really, you know, hurt those creations, to ever really permanently change or alter those creations. I was watching an anime on Amazon called Into the Abyss. That is a fantastic anime. I really liked it, but I think I mostly enjoyed it for the actual like story and the mystery of it. It did a great job building a worldly mystery. You know, there was a specific situation going on in their world where there's a large pit in the planet called the Abyss, and society has basically kind of built themselves around this abyss because it's a big thing to kind of excavate it and go deep inside and explore and find out what's at the base. But the problem is, you know, the deeper you go into the abyss, the sicker you get. You know, so no one can really make it to the bottom. It's kind of impossible, so there's a mystery there. It's kind of like going to the bottom of the ocean, you know? You can't really get to the bottom of the ocean because of pressure. There's a part late into the season where one of the characters gets their arm severely poisoned and injured to the point where they're going to have to amputate that arm, and it's a huge deal. Just the saying, oh, well, they're going to have to amputate the arm, that doesn't sound like too crazy. We've seen some crazy stuff in general from stories, but they made it a big deal in this particular anime, and they did a good job building up just how fucking crazy it'll be for this character to lose their arm, especially when they're so deep down in the abyss. This is going to alter everything as far as like how they plan, how they progress. Should they continue going on? Should they backtrack? Like, what are they going to do? How is this going to make their life harder? And there were some poetic things to it as well. One of the other main characters is missing an arm as well, has a robot attachment in replace of an arm, so, you know, there would have been some interesting symmetry there. But after all of the fuss, after all of the, you know, wailing and hemming and hawing, you know, episodes later, nothing happens to that character. You know, big spoiler alert, they don't lose their arm. Everything works out just fine, and they're perfect health again, and everything is good as new. And to me, that's evidence to the fact that I feel like there's too many creators and storytellers out there too afraid to have their characters permanently change or become altered. They're too in love with their design, and they're afraid of letting go. It would have been brilliant had that character lost their arm, because it would have made for a much more interesting story continuing. It would have been real progress. But the creator just couldn't do it. Couldn't bring himself or herself to do it. I don't know who the creator is, but they obviously couldn't fucking do it. I feel like the same is true probably for a lot of shonen anime. Too afraid to actually kill off characters, because if you kill off a character, oh shit, you don't want to upset any of the fans who are particularly fond of that character. They might stop watching. Shit, they might stop buying the material. Fuck. Or, you know, God forbid, the creator might regret their decision and wish they had done more with that character. They want to have their toy, you know, and play with it as long as possible. I don't know, that's just my thought. But I prefer an actual ending, because that's when, you know, characters are actually going to typically develop, grow, learn, change. You gotta have that in a story for it to be satisfying, in my opinion. It's one of the reasons why I like Sword Art Online so much. Not that That anime is perfect. God, the third season, god awful. I know there's a ton of Sword Art Online fans who are just rabidly in love with season 3 and that whole storyline. I get it. It must have been great, but you know what? I couldn't stand it. It betrayed everything I enjoyed about the series. But the first 2 seasons were so good because there was actual development in progress. It was a unoriginal concept, very unoriginal concept. You know, that concept has been done so many times where, oh, you get trapped in an online video game, you can't log out. Oh no, so many people have done that already. But what they did different was they had characters that actually developed, actually changed, actually grew into relationships, and that's uncommon. You know, you watch a series like Inuyasha, and it's a will they, won't they scenario all the way till the fucking end. Unsatisfying. Completely unsatisfying. Inuyasha never gets with the girl, Kagome. You're left completely fucking unsatisfied, it's annoying. But in Sword Art Online, there is none of that. There's no will they, won't they. Kirito gets the girl. I mean, they get together, there's genuine chemistry among them, and there is a reason for them to enjoy each other's company, and they get together and they are fully committed with each other. And the story doesn't stop just because they got together. And I think what's also impressive is the genuine emotion that Kirito, the male lead character, is allowed to show his girlfriend Asuna. I mean, might as well be his wife at this point. It basically is. They just, I don't think, ever got officially married. Not in the episodes I saw. Like, there's some real tender, vulnerable moments that you don't really see, where it's Asuna who is the one, you know, comforting him in an emotionally vulnerable state. You know, he's relying on her to emotionally support him, instead of the guy being the one to emotionally support the woman. It's very common especially in all kinds of literature and storylines, to be honest, but especially prevalent in Japanese anime storytelling. Very common for women characters to be vulnerable in order to be romantically interesting. Even tough characters eventually have to be vulnerable and rely on a dominant, you know, man or boy in order to, you know, be romantically available. So it's usually not common for the opposite to be true for a guy. For the guy to be emotionally vulnerable and rely on the woman to support him and bring him back. And just the way Asuna and Kirito and Sword Art Online support each other and be there for each other like that, that's really special. That is different. And I love that shit. Now, third season, though, is, that's a load of shit. I don't know what the fuck they were thinking, but it was completely different. Some of the worst shit I've ever seen. Shit! Okay, we did it. Yay, skill.